our program today. You know, we have so much respect for Maryland and what they've done in the Big for some time. And so, you know, we knew that we were up against a great basketball team, and we knew that we had to bring it for 40 minutes. And I thought our kids defensively showed up in a big kind of way. You know, our goal going into the game was to be as disruptive as we could, especially with Reese. We were going to blitz her as much as we could. You know, just be active. We weren't going to leave Benzan because of her ability to shoot it so well. But I'm just so proud of these guys in executing the game plan, sticking to it. It seemed like the third quarter we sputtered a little bit, but we didn't relinquish, you know, the lead. And then I thought, you know, we just, you know, made enough plays and found a way to win. And so just really, really proud of my group.
Back here.
Mackenzie, I thought one of the earliest parts of the game where it changed is when Indiana got the ball into you in the paint, and you did something with it over your right shoulder, over your left shoulder. Talk about how wide open you were sometimes under the basket and how you worked to get that.
Yeah, we knew that going into the game that if we got the ball moving, there were going to be holes in their defense, and it was just a matter of me, you know, timing up my post-ups and knowing where those holes were going to be. And I think that the girls did a great job of finding me and timing up those post-ups for sure.
Right up here in the front.
I'm going to ask all three of you to answer this. I know you all knew the stakes coming into this and how big this was as far as hosting and getting a top 4 seed. Where does this win rank for you all?
Grace, we'll start with you.
I mean, yeah, that we obviously knew that coming in, that we had to, you know, win a couple games in the Big Ten tournament to kind of solidify our spot. But I mean, for me, you know, it's a big win, but at the end of the day, it's just the quarterfinals. We still have 2 more games. Our goal is to win the Big Ten championship, and then we'll worry about the NCAA tournament. So I mean, it's always good to be a really, really good Maryland team, but we still have work to do.
Mackenzie.
Yeah, just kind of piggybacking off of what Grace said. We knew the stakes coming in, but going into this game, it's just one step closer to the Big Ten championship, which is obviously the goal and what we're striving for. And just Coach Moore was saying in the locker room, having that championship mentality every single game is going to get us far.
Okay, Karen.
No, I think that they answered that question in a beautiful kind of way. So, you know, we still have a lot of work to do, but we knew that coming into this tournament, and you know, we have our sights are set on a Big Ten championship.
Right here in the middle.
For Mackenzie, probably your I guess easily the best game since coming back from the injury. I guess what has this build-up process been to get to today, and kind of did today feel more like a normal day for you?
Mackenzie.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a struggle for sure, and I think that we all know that, and we can see that, and there's a lot behind the scenes that was a struggle as well. And I think it's just the trust that my teammates and my coaches have in me has been huge for me. You know, there's been a lot of frustrations on my end and on their end too, and I think it's just staying with it and staying the course and just knowing that each game is going to be better and better.
Right here.
Also for Mackenzie, can you amplify a little bit on that, how you feel right now? You know, it's been a long time since anybody talked to you about this, it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
And how much closer to being 100% are you now?
I mean, I'm just gonna keep working hard, doing what I need to do for my team. I'm not really focused on my knee or myself. I'm trying to just shift my focus on winning a Big Ten championship and doing whatever it takes. And I'm trying not to put a number on percentage of how good I'm feeling. Just knowing that, just keep doing what I'm doing, and the rest will take care of itself.
Right here.
Yeah, for both of the players, just getting the 50-50 balls early, it seemed like you guys were the aggressor from the outside. How big was that to establish that from the get-go, beginning of the first quarter?
Grace.
I think it was huge, especially because, you know, in the past, playing Maryland, you know, definitely last week and then in years past, they've kind of come out more aggressive from the beginning, and we've, you know, found ourselves digging out of a hole the rest of the game. So I think just to keep the 50-50 balls, you know, control what we can control, and be the team that really threw the first punch, I think was a big emphasis going into the game.
Right here.
Thank you.
Grace, the last time we spoke about Nicole Cardano-Hillary, just about her defense, I mean, you told me how she keeps things light, nays when she's after a shot in practice, but she keeps things light. In an atmosphere like this, how important is it to have someone like that can, ease things up when you're in an intense environment like this?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Coach always loves her, her humor in the locker room right before games, but I mean, she definitely at halftime, when we're not on the floor before the game, it can definitely, lighten the mood, and it is kind of a tense environment, a stressful environment. So I think it's really good to have someone like Nikki in the locker room that can really just put everyone at ease. But like you said, once she gets on the court, she's the most competitive person out there. So she keeps it, keeps us at ease in the locker room. But as soon as she gets on the floor, that completely changes.
We're going to go online to Skip Daly. Skip?
Hey, congratulations on the win to everyone. Coach, this is specifically for you. Defensively today, it was just one of your best efforts. I saw a lot of different changes in the beginning. At one point, even early in the game, even saw Grace on Angel down in the post. Talk about the aggressive defensive play that showed up today on your side, and specifically that of Alexa Okove.
Well, we knew, again, Skip, that we were going to have to be extra special on that side of the ball. And so our mentality was, one, to be aggressive, two, to take some calculated risk in terms of blitzing and trying to get in gaps and just trying to be active, with our hands. Certainly there's some rotations, anytime, you're trying to do that, there's going to be some rotations in place, and your kids have to, react to that. And so, again, I thought they followed the game plan to a T in terms of how and we wanted to execute on that side. Obviously, Grace was terrific. And then, Lex just showed up in a big kind of way, I thought, especially going down the stretch with some big boards, and just really showed a lot of, resilience. She was relentless. We talk about Maryland being relentless on the glass. I thought Alexa Gulbe was relentless today as well, and really proud of her toughness, and but not surprised.
We're going to take a few more for the student athletes.
Mackenzie or Grace, I've heard both of you as well as Coach say that you hang your hats on the defense. How important is it to have that defensive mindset in a league where a lot of times teams focus on the flashy offense?
Grace?
I mean, I feel like, when maybe in these past couple games during our losing streak, our defense had kind of maybe failed us a little bit, because obviously we weren't great on the offensive end, but we can always hang our hat on the defensive end, and that wasn't always the case. So, it was a big emphasis coming back into this postseason to, really hold teams, whether we shoot good or not. We can always have a chance to win if we can keep that defensive intensity up.
Back here.
Hey, Coach, wanted to ask about your defense on the three-point arc.
Mm-hmm.
What did you feel
It's
like?
really good today.
Yeah.
Over 12. Spectacular.
Limited to 12 attempts. Did you feel like they were passing up open shots, or do you feel like you guys just closed out really well?
I think we did a great job. We were trying to, again, Bibby, I think, got a few off that, and we know she's a terrific shooter from beyond the arc as well, that didn't go down. But I thought we were really making the effort, and recognizing, we always talk to our kids about not getting sucked in, and understanding that we got to protect the arc, especially against a team like Maryland. And so I thought, again, to hold Benzan 0 for 5, she's the one that you can, she gets loose, can really hurt you, because she's, such a great shooter in terms of percentages. And so I thought, really, really pleased with how we did that today.
Right here.
For Grace or Mackenzie, there was a lot of talk earlier in the season that maybe you guys weren't as deep as you needed to be off the bench, but I've specifically noticed with Chloe here over the last few weeks or games that she's really emerged and really developed mid-season. What do you guys think about that?
Mackenzie?
Chloe's been great, and she's been huge for us down the stretch, and I think every game you can just see her confidence growing, and we have all the confidence in the world in Chloe, and I think she just needed to have that in herself. And just watching her do what she does in the court, her length, her ability to drive in the lane, but also her ability to shoot and defend, has just helped us so much, and it's really been great to see her confidence grow.
All right, and we're going to take 2 more from the student athletes right here.
I guess, to the extent that you're kind of willing to share, what was the official injury and kind of what was that rehab process to get back to just being back on the court?
What was the question?
To the extent that you are willing to actually share, I guess, what was the official injury that you had and kind of what was the rehab process?
Mackenzie.
Yeah, I don't think I'm at the liberty to share that right now, but it was a tough one.
Just last week, you had a really frustrating loss to the same team, and you've had tight battles with them all season. So I guess knowing that, how good did this feel, and what was the scene like in the locker room?
I mean, it was definitely a great opportunity. Not a lot of times you get to turn around and play the team that beat you just a week later. So it was something we were really excited about, obviously, and we were excited in the locker room. But like I said earlier, we have to move on from it quickly because we still have 2 more games to win.
All right, players, you are dismissed. Thank you. And we'll continue with Coach. And right back here.
Terry, I know everyone wants to talk to you about this game. We'll just talk about the bigger picture here. I think this personal, that this is the best day of the Big Ten tournament because we got 8 elite basketball teams here. Talk about the depth and these 8 teams and how important that is for the Big Ten right now.
Right. Great question, and I appreciate it because this is an opportunity for me to once again just talk about how great this league is, and I feel like we are still fighting from a national perspective to get the respect that this league deserves. It's so good from top to bottom, and you look at some of these other leagues, and again. And there's a lot of good ones, but from top to bottom, you look at our top, 7, 8, 9. I mean, they're really, really great teams, all right, with great coaches, great players, and night in and night out. And I think we would all agree that it's one of the toughest leagues because, whether we're doing doubles or we're only playing singles with each other, we just continue to beat up on each other. And I'm so excited that we finally, this is a special year for the Big Ten in terms of the talent level, the teams that are obviously in the top 25, the teams that hopefully you'll have the opportunity to host. I really feel like there's a team here in the Big Ten, and I don't know who it is, that could easily win a Final Four. And again, I love the fact that nationally, I think we are getting some recognition. It's not near where we need it to be, but winning hopefully will solve a lot of those issues. But Steve, it's a great league, and I know that we're so grateful to be a part of it. But by far, in my 8 years that I've been here, this is top to bottom the most competitive it's ever been.
Coach, 2 questions for you, easy ones. Maryland was in here very complimentary towards you, your team, their players were. Why don't you talk about them a little bit? And the second question is this 2 big games on Saturday. Who's your nation?
Sure. Well, the first question, Maryland has always been the bar. They've always been the bar. And I think that's for everybody in this league. And if they tell you they're not, then I think they're lying, all right? Brenda, she's a Hall of Famer at some point. She's won almost 80% of her games as a coach, over there on the sidelines. And, year in and year out, she recruits at a high level and has terrific players in her program. And they just continue to raise the bar for the rest of us, and we all, like I said, aspire to try to change the fact that they've ran this league for as long as they have. And that's the greatest compliment that I can give them because they've just been so good and so dominant. But great program, great players, a team that has all the pieces to get to a Final Four. Oh, the last question. Who's your nation? Right. Great crowd once again today, this afternoon. And as usual, I would suspect tomorrow will be even better.
This young lady right here.
Kind of a follow-up on the Who's Your Nation question. You beat Maryland in front of your home crowd earlier this season. You lost to them in front of their home crowd. How much did having them impact the way you guys played today and the energy that you
Yeah, well, we can feel it. And even though this is probably a bigger building, and sometimes the noise, might not be as deafening as it is in the hall. We still could sense it, we could feel it, we could hear it, and there's no doubt that they give us energy. They give us energy, and I think that our kids would all say there's nothing better than playing in Simon Scott Assembly Hall, but next to it might maybe become this place.
Right here.
With the way the regular season ended, it felt like you guys lost a little bit of steam or some of the momentum. How much does a win like this kind of restore that?
Yeah, I think again, we look at everything as seasons, and there was a non-conference, which was a season for us. There was a Big Ten conference, which was a season for us. There's a Big Ten tournament. It's a new season for us. So, like I said, it was a great opportunity after the Maryland to take the weekend off and then regroup back in Bloomington. It was so good for us just to be together, to be on the floor, to practice. And I just felt that coming here with this group, there was a new sense of, hey, this is a new opportunity. We're going to control what we can control and play as hard as we can, with the goal of being here till Sunday.
Right here.
Coach, Nancy Fahey announced today that she is going to be retiring after
Sure.
32 years.
Jealous.
Are there any moments that you can share with us, how Nancy might have impacted you?
Well, she's, first of all, here's what I would say, and I'm so glad, I appreciate you bringing that up, because I didn't want to forget that. Congratulations, she has had an unbelievable career. You take away perhaps, what she's, her time at Illinois might not have been up to, what she would like to have had in terms of winning and building and so forth. But nonetheless, she is a terrific Hall of Fame coach. The thing that I've always appreciated about Nancy is even though she's won a lot of games, she was always very curious about the Big Ten, and always would go back and forth, call me, text me, and just talk about the league. And this is a coach that's been coaching way longer than I have, right? But always picking my brain, just in terms of taking over a program and so forth. And never, no ego at all, and she certainly, like I said, has coached circles around me, but, and has coached in, big games, but, that's the thing that I appreciated, her humbleness, her kindness, coming into the league and just listening, and a lady that has a lot of experience. It's easy to come into a room and feel like you have all the answers. Nancy was never like that. Very, very humble, and I'm so happy for her and wish her nothing but the best, and hopefully the next text I receive from her, she'll be down in Florida somewhere and on the beach and having a great time, and like I said, just congratulations to her, because this is not an easy job, and I think you guys would all agree with that. There's highs, there's lows, there's a lot of in between, but she's the utmost professional coach, and somebody that I think highly of, and I'm just grateful that I've had the opportunity to meet her and get to know her and coach it along in the same league with her. So thanks for the question.
This is 2 straight games, so the defense was really locked in. How important was that to kind of set the tone early for you guys to?
Most important. We knew that we were going to have to be disruptive. We knew that we were going to have to rebound. We did. Out-rebounded Maryland today, and we have out-rebounded teams. Our record, I think now is something like 15-0. 17-0. Thanks, Megan. 17-0. And so we obviously know that that's going to be important as we go into tomorrow.
Back in the back.
Coach, Mackenzie Holmes played arguably your best game since her injury. What can you say about her performance and just the confidence around the team, seeing her play like that today?
Yeah, I think, again, I think Max said it the best, she's just trying to get a little bit better inside of every game as we move forward. And, I thought there were moments in the first half in particular where, we saw her get to go with her left hand and look really comfortable. That looked like the old Mac. But I do think that, you know, this morning she had said to me that she felt this is the best she's felt in a while. So we anticipated her coming out and, you know, having a good day. Yeah, I think as we go along, this performance today certainly has given her confidence. I think it also gives her teammates confidence. And so, you know, I don't think anybody's more happy and excited for Mackenzie than her teammates and her coaches right now.
We're against time, so this will be the last question.
Congrats, Coach.
Thank you.
So obviously every season's different, and you guys have faced so much adversity, injuries, COVID, and now you're here with this big win over Maryland.
Right.
What is so different and special about this team versus previous teams?
Oh, you know, I've had so many great teams, but you know, the thing that's special about this team is that they always, just their resilience, their ability to bounce back, you know, and it's such a great life lesson, you know, when you come up short, you go through periods where it's frustrating and it's tough and it's disappointing, the ability that these guys have to bounce back, and always, you know, teach me the lesson of that. And I think they teach our coaches that, right? That, you know, they never hang their heads. They don't. That's just not in them. That's not how they're wired, just how competitive they are. And so, you know, and I will say this has probably been one of my favorites, favorite teams to coach, just because of the leadership, because of the experience they have. They're funny. Nikki is the ringleader, and does keep things light, which I appreciate, you know, because I have a couple that are wound tight in there, Allie Patberg and Grace Burgers. And so we need somebody that's in that locker room that can, you know, keep things light when need be. So thank you guys.
Thanks, Terry.